Hey, thank you for coming today. This afternoon we're here to discuss some information relative to a gun violence gang activity investigation that was recently conducted as a joint investigation by members of our gang impact unit, the ATF, the FBI, the prosecutor's office. Speaking today will be Chief Calvin Williams, Commander Ginjo, and we also have representation from the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office, the Cleveland chapter of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the ATF. Chief?
Good afternoon. Today I'd like to announce the culmination of a near 6-month investigation into violent gang activity in the city of Cleveland. Today we've completed the indictments of 9 individuals and members of Division of Police, our federal, state, local, county partners, executed search warrants, and currently 8 of those members are in custody. We'll give you information later on the 9th member so you can put it out there, and we'll elicit the public's help in getting that person in. The weapons that you see displayed here on the table are just a fraction of what's recovered in the city every day. These weapons are the work, the labor of our gang impact unit. They're out there day in and day out taking, as you can see, guns off the streets of the city to make it safer for everyone. We can't do this without our partners from the ATF, the FBI, of course the County Prosecutor's Office, the County Sheriff's Office, and a lot of our local jurisdictions help out in these initiatives all the time. The people of the city of Cleveland need to know that we're out there, we're watching. We definitely need your help when you see something going on in the community. And as evident by the table you see before you, there's a lot going on that we need to pay particular attention to. The leader of this operation is Commander Gary Gingell of our Bureau of Special Services. His members basically led this investigation and did all of the work that you see here on the table before you. We have ongoing investigations into gang and definitely violent activity in this city, and this is just the tip of the spear, so to speak. There are initiatives ongoing. We've so far this year indicted dozens of people in the city for participating in gang activity, especially gang activity that results in violence. So with that, I'm going to have Commander Ginjo come up and he can answer any questions you have on this operation.
Good afternoon. Is there any questions right now? Okay, I'll just give you a brief outline of what happened here. This particular gang, Lakeview to Locke, their geographic territory is from Locke to Superior and from Lakeview to East 125. One of the things that drew our attention to them was the shootings that were in the area, and from June through August of this year there was 3 homicides and 14 shootings directly linked to this gang in that area. One incident, I'm sure you remember, was 7 people shot at Thornhill Park. But we use our crime analysis unit and the FBI's crime analysis, and we crunch the numbers and look at the areas we're going to go to. This area jumped out about 6 months ago, and a couple of our guys in our gang impact unit settled in on this investigation and spent about 6 months putting it all together, working directly with Lindsay Raskins from the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office, who's assigned to some of our gang investigations. The GIU has a dual focus. They go out on the street and they look for people carrying guns, and they were trained by the ATF in doing that. They're very successful at it. These are the guns that were taken from January 1st of this year. They also target violent offenders. That's the second thing that they do. They'll pick a gang where our analysis tells us that there's issues, shootings and homicides. They'll work with our homicide unit. We work directly with the FBI. They have a couple people embedded in us. Work with ATF and all our partners. But they target the violent offenders in these gangs. And we use participating in a criminal gang, which is a felony of the 2nd degree, as one of our main tools. But there's usually connected felony crimes from homicides to shootings to, CCW gun, and then we bring them into the court system under that. And when we have the opportunity, we'll take them to federal court through our FBI or ATF partners for having a gun if they have a bad record, or as we did with a very recent investigation into a gang that morphed into the carjackings over in the 2nd District. They're looking at the possibility of federal charges. But working with our partners, again, we put these gang investigations together, and from the beginning of the year, the impact units got over 42 gang indictments, along with the various crimes. 89 guns, including 3 today, taken in a search warrant today. 2 of the members of the Lakeview Lock gang were arrested in one house, and 3 guns were taken out of that house. They have about 150 felony arrests this year, and they seized about $50,000. But the most important part of this thing is the gang indictments. And in the 5th District, where they have focused their efforts, the incidence of shootings is way below what it is for the rest of the city. And on that, I'll just ask if you have any questions relative today, or we have the J Park gang up here, which is another one we did. We have the Cutthroat gang up here, which is another one we did. There's several others that we've already completed. Most of those people, all those people are indicted, and a lot of them have already pled out or been convicted of the gang specification. Any questions at all?
Would you tell us about the Lakeview Lock gang?
Violent gang, like a lot of the gangs in the city, arguments start, friction starts, and then they pull out their guns. And people are shot, then there's retaliations, more people are shot, and we try to interrupt that by going after those people, first of all, on the street with the guns, and then also the people who are chronically violent on our streets.
Of the 9 up there, who is it that's still at large?
Lindsay Swaby? Vincent Swaby, Jr.
So looking at these pictures on the wall, some of these people are in custody. Do they include the 9 then that were a part of this recent citizens investigation?
Lakeview to Lock is a top poster there. They're all in custody except for Swaby.
Okay.
And they're the most recent?
Yes, that's the one we did today. That's a takedown we did today.
But with Cutthroat and with J Park, these are...
Those are, yeah, they're all indicted. They were all arrested, Cutthroat. Some of them are already guilty. The rest of them, their cases are coming up. Same with the J Park.
With the 2 men who were arrested, possibly in connection to the Tremont carjacking, was that the Friday arrest that took place? That was the marshals with one of the gentlemen?
They were arrested over, there's I think 6 or 7 total, and they were arrested over a period of time. Actually, when we were making some arrests, we have a gang invest going in one area of the city, and there were some shootings that sprung up. Even though the investigation on a gang is going to take 6 months, we immediately go out and focus on arresting those guys there, and we just add that on to the gang stuff later. On that particular day, there were 2 guys that we were pursuing. One was arrested in a house. SWAT hit the house. They made the arrest. Second gentleman, they saw him rolling in a car, and the driver of the car bailed out, ran into a house on Ovington. The car was taken in a carjacking in Tremont. The driver was arrested and then picked out of a lineup, and the ball started rolling from there. So there was arrests made that day, and then there was some other days when the arrests were made in that carjacking.
Did you say 8 of the 9 of the Lakeview Lock are in custody?
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
So just a couple remarks in closing. It's important to note that these guns, these are some of the 89 guns that were just taken by the gang impact unit. So not citywide, this is just the efforts from the gang impact unit. And then the prosecutor's office is here as well, and I believe Joe has some copies of the indictments for you, so you're going to want to grab those before you leave too. So thank you.
Thank you.